Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate welfare's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, corporate.
As it stands, official unemployment in Hartford is 12.6%. And if you factor in those who are no longer counted because they are demoralized and no longer looking for work, we could nearly double that number. African American women working full-time year-round made just 64 cents for every dollar a white man made. And Latino women just made 54 cents. The stadium proposal that has been cooked up in secret by the mayor, Josh Solomon, and their banker friends will only continue to entrench the severe economic inequality that already exists in our city.
Yes.
Whether publicly or privately funded, the stadium will be a boon for the banks and a bust for those living in Hartford. In fact, a recent New York Times article stated that it may be impossible to find any private backers at all. Quote, to think that they could even come up with a third of the stadium costs is not possible, said Miles Wolf, a president of a minor league baseball league. He also said ballparks don't make money. That's why they're public facilities. The public-private partnership that the mayor is now considering is also a scam. It is a way to sneakily transfer costs back onto the public sector through off-book accounting to make it look as though expenditures are lower than they actually are.
That's right!
The current economic and financial crisis was caused by these same policies of public-private partnerships as they are currently being pushed on Hartford by the mayor.
That's right!
We've known about the corruption in the private sector and how they are less able to manage risk. Hartford working people need to stand together and say not another dime of our hard-earned money to the banks. No more concessions to the corporations. No more backroom secret discussions by politicians and billionaires. We want open, democratic discussions regarding the economic decisions made in Hartford that are accountable first and foremost to the most oppressed in the community. Working people don't need another stadium. We need our public schools like Martin Luther King Jr. fully funded. We need to end racist discrimination and oppression. We need preferential hiring for blacks, Latinos, for women, for indigenous communities that have been left out of the process for so many years. Onward to shutting down this stadium deal. Don't accept one more dime given to the corporations, to the banks. Up with the people, down with the stadium.
As the Hartford Coalition to stop the stadium, our borders extend beyond just Hartford. This is also about New Britain and beyond. This is about our entire state of Connecticut. Is this really how we want to spend our taxpayer money? Is this really how we want to spend money where we don't have? No! Our next speaker is Fennell.
Hello, my name is Fennell, and I'm a resident of Hartford's Blue Hills neighborhood. And by now, we have all seen, we have all read, we have dissected the stadium plan that is being put forth by the city's administration. I know it's not sitting well with a lot of you, and the facts just don't add up. I believe one word that comes to mind, among others, but this is a family-friendly environment, is disrespect. Disrespect by the way the deal was handled. That's right. The people of both Hartford and New Britain were disrespected. We should be working with our neighboring towns, not against them. Yep. Right on. Yeah. Our state government officials and Hartford's business community were disrespected. In addition, we lost an opportunity to work with an area supermarket operator who would have provided Hartford residents with access to good food, community health clinic services, and year-round jobs not far from here. Ask yourself, are the leaders of this capital city city known for its rich and historical past, but not without its problems. But we're known for inventions, the insurance capital of the world, with a population so diverse and talented from every neighborhood. For us to be so disregarded is shameful. You hear me? It's shameful.
Shameful!
Think about this. There is nothing that is inclusive or welcoming about this stadium, right down to the architectural renderings. That in of itself is sending us a signal. Our coalition, let's be clear, is not against economic development, just this deal. We are against any transaction that leaves the people of this city out of the equation. I call it the 3 Ds. Done in secret, displacement, because what's not being said is that when the development is all over and people who used to live in the area won't be able to afford to live there.
That's
and
right.
It leaves us and future generations in debt.
That's right.
I'm going to talk to this group. This is the big group here. I was born in Hartford. I went to school in Hartford. Now I live in New Britain. We support the Rockcats. Rockcats is a going concern in New Britain. It will not be a going concern in Hartford. The AA ball cannot fill a huge stadium. It's just right fit for what we have in New Britain. It's a family team, and we want our towns friendly with each other. No backdoor deals with billionaire corporations. Our city did not even know that this negotiation was going on any more than you all did. We think the Rockcats should stay in New Britain. If Hartford has some money, they should put it into schools, into a new, into a supermarket. That spot there is perfect for a supermarket. It's stupid for a stadium. Thank you.
To stop the stadium. We are united beyond borders. This is all about making sure that our voices are heard. So far we've been heard because we have won, and we have more to do. Yes. We were able to successfully stop $62 million in bonds, and we will continue, and our fight will be a fight not only for Hartford but for all of Connecticut. Anne Goshdigian. Thank you.
Yes, Anne.
Yeah, Anne.
Number 2, man.
Good afternoon to the people of Hartford. This is your city. This is my city.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. It doesn't matter what your economic status is. It doesn't matter what your race, your ethnicity is. This is your city.
That's right.
But City Hall and the mayor are trying to turn your city into a playground for the suburbanites, for the wealthy, and for the corporation.
That's right.
We cannot let this happen. This is our downtown. They cannot price us out of the housing. They cannot price us out of the restaurants. They cannot price us out of the entertainment. We are the people. No stadium. As it stands now, no stadium. It's not what we need. What do we need? Jobs, affordable housing, school repairs, street repairs, assistance to the homeless situation, and a million other things that are going on here. A stadium is the last on the list. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It is not going to do what they tell you it's going to do. Stand with us because we are going to be here. We're going to be talking. We're not going away. This is just the beginning.
And before we go inside, we have Reverend Cornell Lewis.
I'm glad you remember me, my sister. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades.
Yes. Yeah.
I just want to be brief and talk about a few things. Number 1, the deal to bring the stadium to Hartford was not a transparent deal. It was done in secret in a back room. And then after it was done in the back room,
people came out into the light of day, grinning like Louis Armstrong, talking about it's a done deal. That's number one. Number two, the people in Hartford, mostly made up of people of color, have been disenfranchised for many years. This kind of deal just further shows the disrespect that the politicians have for the people of color that make up Hartford.
That's right.
And what's most reprehensible is the fact the people doing the skinning and grinning look like us, and some of them claim to have a culture like us, but they stuck us in the back like Mr. Charlie. So I just want to say that I think the whole deal stinks, and because it was not transparent and people were disenfranchised and they found money for a stadium when they couldn't find money for Martin Luther King School, Milner School, and Clark School. Thank you.
And what are the latest developments in the effort to prevent the Rockcats from abandoning New Britain and coming up to Hartford?
Well, as you know, we did have a rally in March, back the third week in July. Since then, what we've done is we've garnered a lot of media attention, a lot of new support. We had an op-ed piece in the Hartford Courant that was very well received. We've had TV coverage when we speak at City Council, open comments from basically all the TV stations and the news media. Last Monday, on August 11th, we were at a council open comment. We had 11 speakers talking to the council about the issue of purchasing 14 parcels of land for downtown development. And we have problems with that because as of August 1st, the RFP proposals for development were due to the City of Hartford, due to be opened, and due to be made public. Well, they weren't opened right away because everyone at City Hall appeared to be on vacation from that Friday until several days later. They were finally opened. A little information was released. There were basically 4 proposals. One did not meet the requirements. One was not for building development. It was for Hooker Brewery to move here from Bloomfield, open a brewery and a restaurant on the stadium, the proposed stadium property. The other 2 proposals were for development, but none of the financial information has been released. And what we need is, we need more transparency. They haven't learned. They haven't learned that the people want to know so that the community can be informed and have input. That's still not happening. Everything is still very hush-hush. And the whole idea is rush-rush, too, because the idea that the mayor could announce on June 4th that he had a done deal and expected to break ground for construction in the fall is total folly, because a project like that's going to take 2 to 4 years at a minimum from concept to finished project. We feel that there's so much that's being held back. The council did vote on Monday to purchase that land with 1 nay vote on the council, who has been very, very supportive of us. But we are not finished. There's a meeting this Monday at council. There are other issues there that we will continue to bring up. If necessary, we are preparing for a referendum, but we are not going to stop. We've been in it this far. We may have lost one small battle, but we won a big one when we got the mayor to pull back his $60 million bond issue. We didn't do it alone, but we were instrumental.
You say that the city is going to buy the land. How much are they putting out for that?
Well, these parcels are smaller. There is the parcel where the stadium will sit, and there are smaller parcels right here in this neighborhood. We're talking on Anne Goshdigian Street, Windsor Street, Pleasant Street, and there are smaller parcels, mostly parking lots and empty lots. The total of those parcels is $4.5 million. Now, anything over $2 million automatically would allow for a referendum on the purchase, but they're buying them up piecemeal, so no one particular piece, even though they will be all part of the same project, is going to hit the $2 million mark. The other big thing that was surprising was that one of those proposals included a new municipal building, a city hall, city office building on the property where they propose also to have the stadium. This was something that had not been publicly talked about, and the announcement of it came as a great surprise. And we see that as what we suspected would happen all along, a backdoor way to have the city really end up paying for the bulk of this development, including the stadium. Because, of course, once you put a municipal building on that property, one that no one really knew about, that becomes a city issue, and it is subject to being paid for with bond money.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll be looking for further development.
Thank you. Thank you very much.